Then everyone, welcome back to the Joe Squad. Today we've brought you another episode of What's Up in the Week, where we'll be covering the week's current affairs for your SSB and defense exam preparation. So let's begin. I hope all of you are able to see the screen. So we have another episode of What's Up in the Week for you today. We'll start with December 7th, 2024. The short is good to know. ISRO and ESA a tip document inked at Satish Dhawan Space Station for tracking support for India's Gaganyaan missions. Signed by Anil Kumar, Director ISTRAC, and by Dietmar Pils, Director of STEC. India has no plans for de-dollarization, RBI Governor said in response to a question on Donald Trump's threat to slap 100% tariffs on BRICS nations planning a common currency to challenge US dollar in global trade. This de-dollarization was basically, I'll give you a brief summary. It happened in the BRICS summit where there was a notion which was not followed obviously in the end, where they were trying to make their own currency to combat the dollar, which is the global monopoly, जिसपे दुनिया बेसिकली चलती है जिसपे. सो अभी वैसे कुछ हुआ नहीं है डी डॉलराइजेशन, बिकॉज डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प का मेन selling point also to his election was this only, that he will impose 100% tariffs on BRICS nations. This make India is also part of. RBI has announced an AI and machine learning based Mule Hunter EITM designed by Reserve Bank Innovation Hub RBIH to prevent and mitigate digital fraud through use of mule accounts. Center to develop 4 new tourist destinations in J&K with help from World Bank. Kokonag and Anantnag district, Baradri in Raisi district, Bhadarwah is in Doda, and Doodh Patri in Budgam are the 4 destinations. The project is a joint venture between the J&K government, World Bank, and the center. For the development of the destination, the World Bank would serve as a primary knowledge partner. It would also help in the promotion of the handicrafts industry in J&K. After capturing Hama, Syrian insurgents advanced on Homs. Militants have entered 2 towns just north of Homs, the central city that lies on the important intersection between Damascus and Syria's coastal province, where Assad enjoys vast support. The insurgents held by the jihadists Hayat Tahrir al-Sham (HTS) has vowed to march to Homs and the capital, Damascus, Bashar Assad's seat of power. Mr. Assad's military loses Homs. It would be a crippling blow, as Homs province is Syria's largest in size and borders Lebanon, Iraq, and Jordan. Mr. Assad has now fled to Russia, for those who don't know. December 8th. The first 2 cell-guided missile frigates Tushil under construction in Russia is said to be commissioned during the 3-day visit of Defense Minister Rajnath Singh and in Kaliningrad. Tushil is an upgraded Kryvak 3 class frigate of Project 1135.6, of which 6 are already in service. UN declares December 12th as World Meditation Day in the 193-member UN General Assembly, in which India was a member of core group of countries. Militants near Damascus, Syria denies troop retreat. Militant commander Hassan Abdel Ghani said that their focus has begun final stage of encircling the capital Damascus. The Defense Ministry flatly denied that the army has fled its position. The Syria Observatory for Human Rights said government forces have ceded more key ground, losing all the southern Daraa province and evacuating posts in Quneitra near Israel-annexed Golan Heights. This is December 8th. Kashmir mosques lend themselves to a solar storm. Uniquely multi-tiered broad slope roofs of mosques in the valley are an ideal fit for tapping the sun. J&K Chief Secretary Atal Dulu gives the nod to include religious places under the flagship PM Surya Ghar Muft Yojana to boost the generation of electricity in the region facing low power cuts throughout the year. But the mosque caretakers are reluctant due to the low subsidy. Mosques are not income generating units. It needs additional householding from the government to install solar panels. Ijaz Ahmed, a caretaker in Hawal, said. Why can't the world argue on a plastic ban? Design phase of indigenous nuclear attack submarines to take 4 to 5 years. The design phase of SSN will take 4 to 5 years, and the construction of the first building on the experience on the Ballistic Nuclear Missile Submarine Program (SSBN) will take another 5 years. India has leased two SSNs in the past from Russia. The third one, contracting on lease, is expected by 2027 end or by early 2028. October saw two major developments. The Cabinet Committee on Security approved the indigenous construction of two SSNs estimated to cost around 35,000 crore rupees. Also, India's fourth SSBN, referred to S4, was launched into water in the shipbuilding center in Visakhapatnam. This is important for defense point of view. Yeah. So now we'll move on to December 9th. Short is good to know. The pole vaulter Vanshika Gangas created national record and cornered glory with 3.76 meter. Nitin Gupta, 5,000 meter race walker, created national record of 21:64, 21 minutes, I think, yeah, this is 5,000 meter, no? 1 second and 64 millisecond to rewrite a 6-year-old mark. Both emerged as the most prominent performers on day two of National Junior Athletics Championship. Foreign FDI, or foreign direct investment, inflows into India have crossed $1 trillion in the April 2020 September 2024 period. Exact figures are 1,033.4 billion dollars according to the data from Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. The issue of India's economic growth versus emissions. Militants in Syria captured Damascus and as Assad flees. The militant group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham in Syria declared President Bashar al-Assad ousted after seizing control of Damascus. Assad fled to Moscow, and PM Ghazi called for free elections for what people to choose what they want. The Islamist militants also dealt a major blow to influence of Russia and Iran in the region, key allies who propped up Mr. Assad during critical moments of conflict. STS was formerly an Al-Qaeda alliance called Nusra Front. December 10th, 2024. The Revenue Secretary Sanjay Malhotra announced as 26th RBI Governor a day before incumbent Shakti Kanta Das's 6th-year term comes to an end. PM launches Bima Sakhi Yojana. Under this, 2 lakh women insurance agent will be appointed in 3 years who are class 10 pass and aged between 18 to 70 years. They will get benefit of commission for LICs and monthly stipend. Basically, this is Bima Sakhi Yojana, important. Indian contingent of 68 players won 55 medals in 7 different disciplines and finished 5th in the Asia Pacific Deaf Games in Kuala Lumpur, in which 8 are gold medals, 18 silver, and 29 bronze. Sports-wise division of medals: 28 6 badminton, 28 athletics, 6 badminton, 3 chess, 7 judo, 3 table tennis, and 8 wrestling. Frigate INS Tushil commissioned into Indian Navy in Kaliningrad. Sorry. India and Russia will enter a new era of cooperation by taking advantage of India and Russia will enter new era of cooperation by taking advantage of each other's expertise in various fields of AI, cybersecurity, space exploration, and counter-terrorism. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh said, India and Russia signed a deal for four stealth frigates, 2 to be built in Russia and 2 to be constructed in Goa Shipyard Limited. The second frigate, Tamal, is expected to be delivered to Indian Navy in Russia by first quarter of the next year. INS Tushil is designated for all 4 dimensions: air, water, underwater, and electromagnetic. In the energy-dependent world, the issue of food security. Damascus limps back to normalcy after militants forced Assad to flee. After militants seized the capital, the curfew broke, heavy traffic returned to streets. The main militant leader, Ahmed al-Shara, known as Abu Muhammad al-Julani, met with Mr. Assad's Prime Minister Mohammad Julani and Vice President Faisal Mekdad to discuss agreements on a transactional government. Al Jazeera television reported that the transitional authority would be headed by Mohammed al-Bashir, who ran the administration in a small pocket of rebel-held territory before the 12-day lightning offensive that swept into Damascus. December 11, 2024. UN recognized ecologist Madhav Gadgil with the annual championship of the Earth Award. Annual Championship of the Earth Award, UN's highest environmental honor. This is important. They can ask what is the UN highest environmental honor for his seminal work in Western Ghats. Who? Madhav Gadkil. He headed the Western Ghats ecology expert panel to study the impact of population pressure, climate change, and development activities on ecologically fragile regions of India. Kerala continues to lead as most employable state on India, as indicated by India Skills Report 2025. Kerala's workforce maintains a strong employability rate of 71%, placing it fifth after Maharashtra, Delhi, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. New schemes to triple those with access to top journals. The center's honor scheme will more than triple the number of state affiliated colleges and individuals who can access the research papers in the sciences and humanities from the world's top publishers. It will mean a 62% increase in the number of journals that make up 95% of the published research available to students. Expected outlay for scheme is 6,000 crore. Private colleges will be considered. Article processing charges of fund of 150 crore rupees will be created. Deepening India's steps as a key spacefaring nation. ISRO and Navy successfully carry out recovery trails for Gaganyaan mission. The Gaganyaan envisages demonstration of human spaceflight capability by launching a crew of 3 members to orbit of 400 kilometers for a 3-day mission and bringing them back safely on Earth by landing them in seawater. Under this program, ISRO intends to carry out 3 uncrewed missions and 1 crewed mission. The recovery trials were carried out by Eastern Naval Command using well-decked ship off the coast of Vishakhapatnam. So ISRO and Navy. The recovery trail was carried out by Navy and they were sent by ISRO. December 12th, 2024. India accounts for half of malaria cases in Southeast Asia. Half of malaria cases in Southeast Asia. That's amazing. In 2023, estimated malaria deaths in the region fell by 82.9% from 35,000 in 2000 to 6,000 in 2023. Today, India and Indonesia account for about 88% of malaria deaths in the region. Indian scientists developed novel gene therapy to provide one-time solution for hemophilia. The trail was led by Alok Srivastav of the Center of Stem Cell Research, CSCR, at the Christian Medical College in Vellore, and financially supported by the Union Department of Biotechnology. Amid Dane, Lok Sabha clears Railways Bill to enhance independence of board. The Railways Amendment Bill 2024 was passed in the Lok Sabha on Wednesday. Despite disruptions to parliamentary proceedings, the bill was passed 5 months after it was introduced on the floor of the House. The bill proposes to establish an independent regulator to oversee tariffs, safety, and the participation of the private sector in the railways. The amendment is expected to speed up the approval process for train services that will help meet pending demands of various regions. That's all for this video. Please like, share, and subscribe this video. And please stay tuned for the next one. Thank you. Jai Hind.